Okay, good morning. Today we will be demonstrating an understanding of the atomic unit material by doing a graded classwork. Before we get that done, however, we're going to go over homework number 2, which was done Monday. I had it graded. I'll be giving it back. And we'll also be going over the pages 3 through 5 in the workbook. If you were absent yesterday, make sure you get the folder with your name on it out of the absent folder over there. And have your green workbook open on your desk so I can go over those answers with you. Give me a minute, please. Okay, put it in the box. Wait till you go to the name on the board. Okay, please be quiet, have a seat. Cardell, where's your green workbook? Where is it out on your desk? Okay, we'll get the papers out then. I don't understand why I have to repeat myself over and over. I shouldn't have to do it. I respect all of you, and I would hope you respect me by just doing what I ask you to do. It's not that difficult. Okay, let's look at the warm-up real quick. Atoms. We're going to go over the parts of the atom first. Cole, tell me, the particles with the negative sign are? Those are the electrons. Aaron, the particles with the plus sign? Protons. Those are the protons. Faith, the particles with no charge here?
Neutrons.
The neutrons, very good. The center of the atom is called the nucleus. Okay. Israel, how many protons does this atom have? So, this is how the element key should look. Okay, that is just the information from the periodic table. The top number represents what, Carvel? It does. And the bottom number, Ms. Schindler, what does the bottom number represent? You have to remember, think about it. What does it represent? There's only so many things it could represent. Think about it for a minute. Top number represents the protons, so the bottom number represents... Yes. Very good, yes, yeah. It is the mass. If you don't know that, Mr. Schindler, you have to memorize it before Friday because it's definitely on your test. Okay, so that was the mass. Okay, now, 8. All of these are what? They're all, it starts with an E. They're all
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same, equal. So the atomic number, the protons, and the electrons are all equal. So if I said the atomic number was 105, how many protons does it have?
105.
And how many electrons?
105.
Exactly. The M, the man, the mass is equal to the atomic number plus the neutrons. Okay? Plus the neutrons. Now, if you're going to have to find the neutrons using the periodic table, what math... Okay, listen. I'm over here. Okay, babe? I'm going to make you move in a second because there really should be 5 people at that table. Who was there first? Okay. As long as you're paying attention to me, you can sit there until we do our evaluation. But
What is that evaluation?
Sean's not talking about the atom I am. I don't know what he's talking about. He might be really good looking, but stop staring at him, okay?
No, I was looking at the shirt because it's all the same shirt. I wasn't talking. I was just looking at the shirt.
Okay, pay attention to me, please. Okay. In order to find the neutrons, you have to do some sort of math function. What math function do you have to do to find the neutrons? Subtraction. Subtraction. Okay. So looking at beryllium, if you couldn't see this model right here, how many neutrons would beryllium have? Looking at just this. 5. Because what do you do to those two numbers? You subtract. To find neutrons, you subtract. Okay. Protons. Do they have mass? Yes. What electrical charge do they have? And where are they found? Very good. The electron. Mass? No. You consider it no. They are what charge? And they are where?
Outside the nucleus.
The neutron, mass,
Yes.
charge,
Neutral.
where are they found?
Inside nucleus.
Okay, basic information. If you don't have that stuff memorized, you need to have it all memorized by Friday. Okay? Okay, let me get your homework back to you. Let me tell you which of you didn't turn in your homework, and then maybe you can find it before we start going over it, so I'll scan it. After, once I can go over it, it will be a 0. It was homework number 2. You had a little bubble sheet with it. 2 people didn't turn it in, and those 2 people would be Yasira. Okay, go get it for me so I can scan it. And Aaron.
What?
Yasira and Aaron did not turn it in. It's with the bubble sheet. Yeah. That. Just those 2. Rip them both out. No, wait. This here. This right here. There we go. Thank you. One with the bubble sheet, Aaron. You have a minute to get it to me, and then I'm moving on.
A minute? Oh, okay.
Okay, here you go. When I call your name, come get yours. 208-707. You will get your grade in a minute.
208.
Listen, 208-707. 205-223. Really? 205. Did I grab this is wrong. I'm sorry. Wrong folder. My fault. Okay. Rice. 201-057. Angelina. You don't need to put your name on everything if you can't know, if you don't know your ID. Sean. Diego. Please leave this out on your desk. You're going to grade it yourself and you'll see your own grade. Silas. Josh. Who's absent? 206-654. 206-654. Israel. Cole. Faith. Cordell. Who? Tyler's not in this class anymore.
It's a shame.
049-501. What's your name? Lyndon. Lauren. Okay, Aaron, this must be yours with no name and no number bubbled. No name. ID not bubbled. Everything blank, so I don't know whose it is. Bubble your ID and bring it over here. Bubble your ID and bring it over here, quickly. Okay, let's go over the correct answers. You grade your own. Number 1, and this is how I would answer these questions. These are the notes I would have added as I took the test to remind me of important information.
You wrote down the notes?
Sure.
Those 2.
Did you turn it in? Does it have a grade on it?
No.
Well, then you didn't even turn it in. So yeah, I would suggest you turn it in so you can get it graded.
I got that right.
Aaron? Questions about the front? What does the P plus N mean on number 4? Very good. Okay, on the back, this is where everybody messed up.
On the back.
Why did I write proton? Excuse me. Proton identity.
So identify the element.
That's right. The proton identifies the element. Okay, on the back, number 5. You have one exactly like this on your test Friday. You need to know that in order to figure out the protons, you have to count the what? The electrons. So how many electrons does this have? 5. So how many protons does it have? 5. So therefore it is boron. Number 6. Which of the following comparisons correctly describes a subatomic particle?
H.
It is H.
Thank you.
The electron does not have a mass larger than the proton. The proton is bigger. A neutron is not negative.
Yay.
Okay, number 7. Everybody pay attention to this one. An atom has 25 protons, 30 neutrons, and 25 electrons. What is the charge of the nucleus? What is in the nucleus? Protons and neutrons. Does the neutrons have any charge?
No.
So you scratch it out. How many protons do we have?
25.
So the charge is 25 plus. Let me ask you, Aaron. What would the charge of the electron cloud in this question be?
Charge of electron cloud?
Yeah.
I can't think. Electron cloud.
I'm asking him to think. Please be quiet. What, Aaron, what particles are in? It would be negative 25. Very good. Okay, number 8. Rutherford discovered the nucleus. It was H. There were 2 of them with nucleus, but one of them mentions the shells. And Rutherford didn't know about the shells. So it was H.
You can't use our composition.
On your test Friday?
No, it did.
Yeah. Number 9. What math do you do to find neutrons? You subtract. Okay.
48.
Big problem here. Many of you didn't know how to bubble 48 on the bubble. Some of you put it behind the decimal. Somebody put it way up here. The 48 needed to go right in front of the decimal. You didn't subtract, did you?
I bubbled the zeros. Is that okay?
You gotta remember, Lauren, to subtract on your test, because there's one just like that on your test Friday. Okay. Number 10. The atomic number is the proton, so it was G.
Okay, I got 100.
There are 10 points each. Put a grade on it, and you now know your grade. Open up your workbook to page 3.
I missed 2.
I know your grade already.
If you put it in my line.
There are 10 points each. You tell me. Okay. I need to see your workbook, please. Open it up. You need to have it as soon as possible. Tomorrow will be fine.
Oh, you made it.
Okay, so take this. Let me see if it's 4 and 5. Very good. Flip. Good job. Flip. Okay, flip. Okay, you weren't here. You gotta do it. You use the symbol, AL. Go clockwise. 6. Glory, you have 7. You go across here. These numbers represent shells.
Your hand be touching the ground.
Okay, let's go over this. Carmel, sit down. Okay, here are the answers to the front. We are going to add a column here. Please add mass. Draw a line down. I forgot to put mass on there. So add mass. The proton has a mass of 1. Page 3, right there. It has a mass of 1. It's positive. It's in the nucleus. The neutron has a mass of 1. It's neutral, and it's in the nucleus. The electron has a mass of 0, or nearly 0, and it's negative, and it's in the electron cloud. Basic information. You're going to have to do that on your test. Memorize it if you don't have it memorized. All of it. Okay. Next page.
I didn't understand
At the top. Miss Mark worked with you for quite a while and you did it all. I don't understand what you're not understanding. I don't think you should try. Okay.
I get that though. It's more just misunderstood.
No, but anybody with half a brain can learn how to do this real quick, and then she tutors in the afternoon. I taught her how to do it, and she showed him. When you go to college, you should know how to do this. Okay, Carl, sit down. Here's the answer there. Okay. Here's the diagram. I'm going to go through one of them. Don't just copy it down. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do the first one. So just watch. To get the electrons, you just count them. When you count them, there's 13. That immediately tells you there is 13 protons and the atomic number is 13. Because these three are always the same. Okay? Now, to get the neutrons, what math do you have to do? Subtract. So you go to the periodic table and you subtract the two numbers in the box, and that was 14. The valence electrons, to get the valence electrons, it has an atomic number of 13. It's right here, aluminum. You go up to the A letter, and what's in front of it? 3. It has 3 valence electrons. The element, if it asks you for the element, you can always just use the symbol. The Lewis-Stack diagram draws just the valence electrons. That's all there is to it. Yes, it does. Okay, on the Lewis-Stack diagram, let me show you again. We practiced this. Watch up here if you don't remember how to do it. Chlorine. Chlorine has 7 valence electrons. Stop what you're doing for a second and look. To do the Lewis-Stack diagram, you begin at the 12 o'clock. We have 7 of them. 1, into the 3, 2, 6, 3, 9. Okay, there's 4. And then you come start back up here. 5, 6, 7. So you always start at the top, go clockwise. Okay? And there's the Lewis dot diagram. Okay, Faith, you're going to have to find another chair for the classwork. So move to another table, please. Okay, here are the vocabulary. Okay, you can clean off your desk except for your pencil and your composition book. You need your composition books turned to page 15 and 16. You will need page 15 and 16. Yep. We have a test Friday. You need to do that. Okay. I'm going to put this one back up while I hand out the classwork. But first, we're going to do a quick review.
A review.
Yes, I'll help you.
Okay. Somebody pick an element between 3 and 18 off the periodic table. Yes, Aaron, tell me. Which one? 3 through 18?
5.
Number 5, that would be boron. Boron has 5 protons, and its mass is 5 point something. No, wait. 10 point something? Thank you. Okay. This is what would go in the element key box, okay? Everybody pay attention. Now, we're going to do 8-man for that. Remember, 8, what are all 3 of these? Equal, and they'll all be what?
Atomic. 5.
And they come from right up here. Okay?
I'm going to say that.
Now, mass. Man.
11.
Yes, the mass, you're going to round that to 11. The atomic number is 5, so how many neutrons do we have? 6. You have to subtract. Okay? How many valence electrons do we have?
3. 4.
Look on your periodic table. Go up to the A letter.
6. What up? 3. 4.
There's 3. You didn't look at your periodic table. Okay, let's draw a Bohr model of this. When we draw the Bohr model, we start with our nucleus, and then you look at your periodic table and find out how many shells. How many shells does boron have?
2.
It has 2. Everybody put your finger on boron. Go across to the left side of your page and see which number is there. All the way across. There are 2 shells. So we draw 2 shells. Just get quiet and pay attention. Okay? Now, in the nucleus, we're going to write P plus equals and N0 equals. How many protons?
5.
And how many neutrons?
6.
How many electrons can go in the first shell?
2.
Well, we need a total of how many? 5.
1. 0 now, so 3.
Okay. And there's your model. That easy. Questions? Okay. Which one of these over here, which particle gives you the element's identity?
The proton.
Yes.
On the next show, is it the same? The next show, how much?
It's 288. 288. Okay. The identity is from the protons. To get the mass, what do you add together? Okay.
Can I give you another number?
What particles do you look at for reactivity? Which ones? Well, they're all in the cloud. Which electrons, though? They have the valence electrons.
Yeah, some of them need, some of them they. Depends on how they feel.
Okay, so Sean, which particles give you the reactivity?
You just said it.
Valence electrons. Josh, which subatomic particles identify the element? Well, I just went over it. Still on the board. You can look up there. Can you see the board? Okay, which subatomic particle identifies the element? Identify. Look for the word identify on the board. The proton. Very good. I don't know if you said it or Diego. Somebody over there said it. Okay. Aaron, how do you find the mass?
Proton plus neutron.
Okay, very good. This classwork is work on your own. I just showed you all the answers. Hopefully you can remember. If not, you'll have to use your notes. Page 15 and 16 in your journal. Okay, let me read the instructions to you, and then I'm going to hand you your sheet. It says, select an element 3 through 18 only, and complete the following information. There's an element T, copy it right out of the periodic table. Do 8-man, and then draw the Bohr model. On the back, there's a table. You'll have to complete that, and then there are 3 questions. You may use your notes, but not your neighbor. Does everybody understand? Once you're finished with that, put it in the box, come by and get your homework. It is a review for the test on Friday. Try to have it done when you come in tomorrow. You have a vocabulary quiz, and then we're going over the review. Yes, go. But remember, you need to get back quickly so you can finish that.
President.
Does it matter?
Yes.
It's all private. You'll never know.
Here's